Hi, and my name is Kieran. I'm from Woodruff School, which is in Lyme Regis, and in February 2013, 16 students from years 9 to 12 came together to learn recording, research and interviewing skills so that we could record stories with older people from the town about their memories of growing up and working in Lyme Regis.
Daisy and myself, Ellie, from Year 11 interviewed Les Loveridge. Les was born in Lyme Regis and he has many stories to tell about the town. He shared his memories about growing up on the Colway Mead estate, American GIs and POWs, and what it was like growing up in Lyme Regis. Les was a young boy when war started in 1939, and he told us what it was like for him back then.
So Les, I'd like to talk to you first about the POWs and the GIs. What were your most vivid memories with the POWs?
With the POWs, I can start off by saying, remember, at my age, we were taught not to like them because they were the bad guys. But having said that, there wasn't many in Lyme Regis, but those that were here were very friendly, especially to us kids. They made wooden animals from almost nothing, but it was wooden animals. We weren't allowed to get that close. It was a very mixed reaction from me, simply because I didn't know whether to like them or not like them. But they did an awful lot of good work. They built Anion Road. There was 2 dumper trucks, and I remember there was a German used to drive the red one, and a German used to drive the yellow one.
And what were your most vivid memories with the GIs?
Oh no, the GIs, that was totally different. Now those, we thought they were the greatest thing since popcorn. They were wonderful. Mainly because, again, remember, we as kids, we didn't have anything. The GIs had everything. They had sweets, they called it candy. The number of times we would help them. Now, I'll give you a prime example. Do you know the river at all? Do you know Mill Green?
No, I don't know.
You don't know Mill Green either? Well, okay, well, the river runs around at Mill Green in Lyme Regis, and they used to wash their trucks there, in the river. They used to drive it down to the river, in the river, which was wonderful as us kids. We thought that was wonderful, you know. And what we used to say is, "Oh, can you drive it up the river?" And they say, "Well, maybe later if you get it real clean." And we used to wash it, and didn't do much. They washed it, really. I mean, again, we weren't, you know, if we'd fall in the river when we went home, our mum would give us a spanking. So we had to be very careful.
The fact that this is where, just prior to D-Day, the Americans were, and this is where they used to wash their Jeeps, and they used to drive them for our kids' sake, just to please us kids, from the other end, which I'll show you in a moment, up here and up here. Then they'd turn around and drive it all the way back down again. When the Americans came, let's face it, they had everything, didn't they? They had food, they had sweets, they had humour. But the thing was that they had a love for us kids. They realised what we'd been through, and they were prepared to step in, if you like, for our dads who weren't there. And
so my thoughts of the GIs were, they were wonderful. But of course, we didn't realise that they were all gearing up to go to war. This we didn't know. And they didn't show it. This was strange. I thought about this afterwards. They didn't show any fear or, oh gosh, we've got to go to war and we've got to fight the Germans and so. They didn't do that. All they wanted to do was make us happy.
What did the GIs provide you with that you wouldn't have had otherwise?
I remember at Christmas, the WTA, now that was at the top of Colway Lane in Lyme Regis, and it was, prior to the war, I believe, a hotel of some description, but they commandeered that, as they did many of the buildings in Lyme Regis. And at Christmas time, we went up there and they decorated the rooms. They had ice cream. Now, there was another thing, you know, ice cream, gosh, to have ice cream was incredible. And cakes, sandwiches. If I can explain to you, my main meal when I used to come home from school was homemade potato soup made by my mother and maybe a slice of bread. Now, all of a sudden, here we are in a party, and there's cakes, cream cakes, ice cream, sweets or candies, whatever you want to do. And then at the end of it, they gave us presents, like books and toys. And it was incredible. It was a world totally different from the one that we lived day by day. And I used to leave those parties like walking 2 feet off the ground. It was incredible. Look at me. Hey, and look what I've got. And of course, as kids, we'd all say, what did you get? What did you get? In one way, it wasn't the best, because then we found out that we were going expecting something. But when you feel that at home we couldn't expect anything other than what our mums gave us, and it was only mums then because the dads were away, maybe it was the right thing, maybe it was the wrong thing, I don't know. But certainly, how did I feel? Oh, I was in seventh heaven.